Okay, hi y'all. Well, I'm Kimberly. This will be the first video that I've ever made, and I didn't even get dressed up for it. And I'll tell y'all why. I just wanted to do it real quick. I had gotten all my stuff together. I thought, to heck with the hair. I did put on some face, but I wanted to share this. I have been looking recently. I had started looking for that best ever. I'm so tired of the different brownie recipes, homemade, and it's almost, you're just willing to go and buy a box recipe. So that's why I decided to do this. I believe that this recipe, I made this up myself. I thought, I'm not going to read any more recipes. I was just tired of reading all the recipes and the different reasons why your skin doesn't form right. I've done every bit of research that I could possibly find, and I'm not a college educated person, so I just figured, I can cook and I can maybe figure something out, and y'all, I did. I think I have found one of the best recipes for homemade brownies, and it's not that hard, so I'm going to share it with y'all. I actually did right the opposite of what most had written about and said, and I'm not knocking their recipes by no means, but I tried it and I think I liked it, actually. Anytime I do cornbread, I do it in an iron skillet, and I do my butter in the pan, and I preheat the pan. And I have had more compliments on my cornbread because of the crispy crust. So I thought, why would I want brownie crust to be any different? Buttery, crispy brownie crust, that's what I wanted. And so that's what I got. So let me tell y'all how I did it. I put 2 tablespoons in an iron skillet, and I've got it over here, and I'm going to preheat that skillet, and I'm going to get it warmed up before I ever use it. My oven is preheated to 350. Here's all of my ingredients, okay, if you want to write it down. 2 tablespoons of butter in the skillet, 10 tablespoons of butter in a measuring cup, which is 1 stick and then 2 more tablespoons. I'm going to melt that because it has to be melted and cooled a little bit because you don't want to cook eggs. So let me throw this in the microwave real quick. So we've got our butter covered. Okay. Nextly, we have 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour, all-purpose. You don't want brownies to rise. Okay, 1/2 cup milk chocolate morsels. These are actually semi-sweet because I'm out of my milk chocolate, but the milk chocolate is the best. Oh, so good. Okay, and then another little 1/4 cup that you're going to use just to top off the brownies with. If you want to, you don't even have to do that. 1/4 cup of Hershey cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, pure vanilla extract, and 2 eggs. I'm going to let y'all look at that for a minute, see all the ingredients there, and everything should be there while I get the butter out of the oven. I think y'all can see it all. Powdered sugar, flour, chocolate chip morsels, salt, vanilla, cocoa powder, 2 eggs. Powdered sugar, oh, I already said that. And of course the 2 tablespoons of butter that's over there in the skillet. And then I have this butter now that is going to be cooling. And this is 10 tablespoons actually. And in here though, when you melt this down, it's differently, but that was 10 tablespoons that I measured out perfectly. So I think we're good to go. So I'm going to cool that just a little bit though, because it is going to cook those eggs if I leave that very long. So I'm going to set me a little timer so I don't mess that up and refreeze or reharden. let's get a timer. Let's do 10 minutes on it. So when y'all hear that go off, I'll know. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do before we start doing anything is how important it is to sift our ingredients. So we're gonna get a sieve. I have a sifter, but my sifter is too small. So we're gonna get a sieve. And we are going to pour the powdered sugar in here. Such a mess. And we're going to also sift with that the cocoa, the Hershey cocoa. And then with that, we're also going to put the salt in. Now the flour is still over there. It's not going in yet. Now even though that we don't want to mash that, but if it's just soft, you can stir it around. I think it's fine. So I got it all. Okay, I'll mash that a little bit. There was nothing really hard in it. It was just little bumps. Okay, so but we're not done with that sifter yet. Okay. So we've got that. We preheated the oven. We're going to whisk in the sugar in this until it's smooth with that butter. Check and see how long we got on the butter. I cannot believe I did that. But I did. We're going to have to wait on the butter, y'all. I apologize. I'm going to pause it so y'all won't have to sit it out. Okay, y'all. I went ahead and I look so pale. Sorry. But I wanted to show y'all this. I wanted to show somebody because it's just such an amazing... I put these in and melted that half a cup of morsels. Put them in the microwave. It took 1.5 minutes total. Just checking in between and stirring up. There's nothing else in there because if you put anything else in there, it's literally going to freeze up your chocolate. So you don't want to do that. It's still sticky. I mean, it's still nice and creamy and it's warm. Now we're going to get the butter out. And I'm going to go ahead. It's still warm, but it's not going to like cook the eggs or anything. So I'm going to turn the stove on low, and I'm going to let that heat up with that butter in it. So now we're going to do the powdered sugar and the cocoa. And actually, you don't have to put your cocoa in yet. I did. In my recipe that I've written, I actually showed that I put it in with the flour, but it's okay. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I just hope I got enough butter in here to mix it all up together and get it smoothed out. But then after we mix in the butter, then we're going to add the eggs one at a time. It's not a detriment. I mean, you might have, a little bit of the second egg get in there because I opened both of mine up into the same bowl, same dish. Yeah, we may have to go ahead and add some the eggs to it and whisk it up together because that's too much powder in there. We'll see. Maybe not. Can y'all see it? I tried to lift that camera up high enough where y'all could get a vision of the bowl, not so much me. Okay, well, it's in there. Okay, we'll squeeze that out of there. You're supposed to whisk it till it's kind of creamy, and that's really very creamy and soft. It just is a little thick. So we're going to add an egg one at a time. There's one. And now we're going to mix that in. Get all that extra off the sides with it. And mix that up. But y'all don't put the powdered sugar or the cocoa in until you do your flour, if you can remember. I don't think it bothers it. I think it's better if you don't. Because you really want to make sure that your powdered sugar is really beat up in there good. Okay, now we're going to do the next egg. Mess it up on my own recipe, but I was just so happy I figured this recipe out, so I'm just thrilled that I did, because it was so good. My husband was home that night, not working, and I was thrilled to death. Well, he's home a lot of nights not working, but I mean, he just happened to be here that day, or when I cooked them, and he loves stuff like this, but because he's a diabetic, I try not to tempt him too much. Anyway, that sure looks awful good. Now, y'all, I'm going to stop with the whisk at this point. Well, let me see my next step. Okay, whisk in sugar until smooth. Add the eggs one at a time. Now, add the melted chocolate and the 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So I guess I will whisk. Continue whisking for just a minute. When we get to the flour, just remember, when you get to the flour stage, that's when you're going to fold and use a spatula for that part. You just don't want to beat it up too much. Okay, y'all. I think I should have gotten a spatula for that. It'd probably been better. I do believe I can sure grab one to make sure that I get all that out of there. Let's do it. That's a whole tablespoon probably of chocolate, so I guess it's really better to, well, maybe a teaspoon, but it's a lot of chocolate. Either way, that was in the original measure, so we don't want to take away from it. Okay. It's hard to do that sometimes. Okay. Well, let me wash this off. Nothing better than chocolate, but I don't want to lick my fingers on camera. I would do that without y'all watching, and not with y'all watching. Okay, we're not fancy around here. Let me move this butter around just a little bit in this pan. I'll make sure it coats it good. Okay, we're going to leave that warming. And now we're going to add that vanilla. Well, using that with the chocolate on it kind of made a mess. Okay. Here we go again. Kim. Okay. You know what? We're not going to worry that much about it anymore. I'm done. Okay, now we're mixing that in with a whisk. Okay, actually everything but the flours went in, so we know now that everything's mixed. Whoa, slinging it everywhere. Everything's mixed up good. And it looks really good too. Okay, there's that. Now the flour. Let me get my bigger spatula for this one. And wipe my little fingers off here. I want to lick them so bad, but I'm not going to do that to y'all. Okay. We're going to add in about a third of it anyway. And you know what? I really need to sift the rest of that, so I don't know why I did that. Okay, it's okay. I'll be lucky if I even get this done right. First time doing it on camera, I'm nervous. I don't know why I'm sitting here by myself, and I know at this point nobody's actually watching me. I guess I should have done it live. But it's not about making the video. It's about sharing a recipe that I am so thankful to have figured out. This is unbelievable because, like I said, my husband, and he loves brownies. Excuse me. He loves brownies. And he can't have a lot of sweets. But every now and then, I do like, I'm going to go ahead and sift the rest of that. Because I should have sifted all of it. But it's okay. And if you don't have a sifter, you know what? I bet it would be fine. I don't know. I have to say it would be. Really. Okay. Just keep folding it in. And it's just nice, creamy batter. I can show y'all in a minute because I baked a pan of these the other night. But that's why I was so excited. I thought, okay, I got to do them again just to make sure I got the recipe right. And it wasn't a fluke deal that they turned out so wonderful. And so I did. And they turned out just as good. So I'm thrilled to death to make these for y'all. And now that's all incorporated. We're not going to whip it or beat it. It's just incorporated. And you know, some of mine, I had a little white edge come up on mine because when I put it down in that butter, I noticed that there was some that came up over the edge. But I'm not going to cry over little things like that. This isn't about how it looks. That part will come. This is just good. And then we have our little extra fourth to add to the top, okay? So now I'm going to put it over here so y'all can watch me to put it in the skillet. We'll set that down there and put the skillet on. And we'll bring the skillet over here. And this is, I guess, about, I'm going to say it's close to 12 inches. I could measure it. I have a measure. I can't believe I have this measuring tape in my pocket. Okay, let's see, how big is it? It's a 12-inch skillet. Okay. I'll put it back. That way I know where it's at. I was working in my bathroom today, replacing my shelf liner. Okay, so here goes. We're putting it in. And let me turn it this way so y'all can see what it really looks like. Can y'all see it? Okay, just pour it over that, in that really warm skillet with the melted butter. Is really something else too, because I didn't have melted butter. I had butter, but I lacked 1 tablespoon. So I got in my cabinet, and this is going to kind of be a telltale. That's why it's not the true recipe, but I had to compromise my butter with a tablespoon of butter flavored Crisco. I hope it turns out all right. Now you're not going to just freak out with this. Just move it. It'll go where it's supposed to go. It'll spread, I promise. Isn't that beautiful? And some people want to smooth out their surface. I don't know. If you want to, do it. I say just make sure there we go. Patting that down kind of works. Look at there. Actually, that worked really well. Y'all, I'm not a pro. I'm not a special cook. I'm not anything. I'm just a Christian woman serving the Lord by spreading His word, because that's all that matters in this old world today. Proverbs 3:5. Don't look, 3:5 through 7, I think. Don't look to yourself for understanding. Look to God. We can always come up with reasons ourselves for things, but when we go to God for it, boom, it's so much better, 100%. It was like me and my hair. Now, I dyed my hair. Never thought I'd ever leave the bottle, but I dyed my hair for many, many years. My hair was almost black. My natural color was almost black. And then my husband said one day, why don't you just let it go? He knew I was tired of dyeing it, and it was expensive, y'all. That's expensive. So I thought, I think I might. I went and bleached it all out, which I had frosted my hair back in the days. And when it all grew out, started growing out, I just let it be. And okay, I guess that's good enough. And you don't have to do that step. That is preference. I put pecans in mine the other night. I love pecans. If you want to put pecans in yours and you want to get the best, the bomb diggity of all bomb diggity brownies, you take those pecans, chop them up. If they're not chopped, put them in an iron skillet, put them in there and toast them until you smell that smoky taste, that smoky flavor. And you put that in your batter and you will be surprised. Well, anyway, so this is it. I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it in the oven now, and we're going to bake it. It says 30 minutes. An iron skillet holds heat, and since it's already warmed, I've been putting mine in and ended up taking it out at 20 minutes. The toothpick was spotlessly clean when I pulled it out of the center. 20 minutes is amazing. So let's timer 10, 20. I'll check them in 20. If there was a chance that they weren't done, I'd leave them in for a few minutes longer. But anyway, y'all be blessed. And let me show you some that I had cooked. I had already done. And I was so proud of them. After I learned this recipe, y'all, I'll find something to put them on, look a little more presentable. But these are the brownies. I want to get a little corner piece there. Yeah, we'll do that. Those little corner pieces are the ones, I like the edges. Okay, y'all. And these are the brownies. When they get done, oh my goodness. And this crust is buttery, crispy goodness. There are pecans in these, as you can see, and just a couple of the peanut butter morsels on top. But anyway, they're wonderful. And I thought, and this brownie literally just comes right out of that pan. There's no stick there. I don't know. I'm just very thankful that I followed my gut instinct and said, you know what? We're all women. We're all cooks. If we all spend some time in the kitchen, we can all kind of get in there and investigate and figure some things out. So that's what I did, and I was glad I did because I came up with the best brownie recipe that I've tried. My recipe, and I'm not being biased, as long as, if my husband says it's good, because I was told this Christmas that I made the worst pea salad ever. So if my husband said it was a good brownie, it was a good brownie. I had COVID. I haven't had any taste since about, I guess the middle of September to 1st of October is when it started. And then I went through another round of COVID again, 1st of January. So my taste isn't back yet. But anyway, enough that I could taste the brownies. And he said they were the best brownies he's ever eaten. So I'm sold. If he thought so, then I know it's good, because he is very candid with me and very honest with me. After 40 years, I can tell by the look on his face anyway. So anyway, God bless y'all. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. I'll put you on. I'll pause and bring you back when these are done. Pull the skillet out. I'll see y'all shortly. Okay, y'all. The timer is going off. So we're going to get them out real quick. Let me turn the timer off. It's been in 20 minutes exactly. We're going to take them out. We're going to check them. And the skin on them looks beautiful. The butter around the edges looks beautiful to me because I know how tasty it is. So let me close this back up just in case I have to stick them back in for a minute. So let's do this little test. Spotlessly clean. So, and I'll check in several, and the skin, I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm gonna hold it up there. The skin is perfect. And that's the key to brownies. Now, y'all are going to see all this butter around the edges. It doesn't bother me a bit. That is just a beautiful skin, nice and shiny and crackly. And you see the butter around the edges. If it's not, I mean, if it's something you don't want, I get it. Maybe not put as much butter, but I like the taste of that crust and that butter. So let's cut them. I know we're not supposed to cut them this early, but because you're on here, I want to cut them for you. And oh my gosh, they're going to be so good. And at least let you see what the inside looks like. And I didn't know it was such a big deal to, whoops. I guess I finished what I'm doing. Y'all, this isn't something I do, so I don't usually make videos. I just wanted to share these iron skillet brownies with you that I came up with because I'll tell you right now, I was impressed with myself. I was happy. This might be a mess, me trying to get these out, y'all. I don't know. We should wait until they're cooled. I don't know, because it's still so soft. You know what? Let's give it a few minutes. I don't want to destroy them. Just hold on. Okay, y'all. I found something that was kind of bendable. Made it a little bit easier to take them out. I don't know if y'all can see me taking it out or not. But I'll get, that one's got a crust on it, and I'm going to get one without a crust so y'all can see it. Okay? I don't know if y'all can see it. I don't want to tilt it too far back because it's so hot. It is gooey goodness, but actually not. I say that like the inside is wet. These are not real gooey on the inside. I don't know if you can see. It's hard to show. Oh, that chocolate is hot on there. I know that. Anyway, they're just perfect, I think. Let me hold that up there for you. And this crust on this is going to be so crispy, and oh, I just love well, I don't want to hold that up. I better not do this. I'm tearing it up because I'm trying to do it. But if you can see the edge, of course, that's the way a brownie edge is supposed to look, like that. And then, oh my gosh, look at that. How good. Yum, yum. It's not real wet in the middle. If that's what you want, I'm sure you can add more chocolate. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm not a pro. I'm not a chef. I'm a chef in my home. But I know a good brownie. And now I'm going to take a little bite of this one because I want a bite of that crust. And I will tell y'all how it tastes. Do y'all care if I just take a bite? I'm not going to try to be fancy for y'all. I eat brownies with my fingers. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Salty, sweet. Mm-hmm. Well, it melts gooey in your mouth. That is amazing. I'm so proud of myself, but I'm so proud to be able and thankful to be able to share it with y'all, that we have something like YouTube. Because I don't know if everybody else is having the same problem I had, but I don't like just running down and buying stuff. And right now, it's not easy to find some of the products that we used to be able to buy anyway. And I thought, I just want to be able to make a brownie when my husband's coming home, and one that I know what's in it. And so there's some goodness right there, y'all. We like these. I wish y'all was here. I'd give you a bite. I'd share. And a drink of water to boot, or a glass of milk, either one. Can you see it? And that crust, in just a few minutes as it's cooling, it's getting crispier and crispier. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's really, really, really good. It is. I'm proud of it. I'm proud to share it with y'all too. It's plenty cooked. There's nothing at all, like I said, raw. Nothing. It comes out perfectly clean. So that dark that you're seeing in there is just the color. It's not raw batter at all. And that was 20 minutes exactly. Wow. I'm so glad that those turned out good because I would have really been embarrassed. Well, I would probably still share the recipe, but I don't know if I'd have shared the video. But anyway, I'm glad y'all got to know me today and or get to know me. I'm going to do a pavlova recipe. It's something that I've been working really hard on trying to learn because I love pavlova. And it's nothing but a huge egg white all beat up is all it is. They give it a name. Put some fruit and stuff on it, and I made one for Christmas that was gorgeous. I make a homemade fruit sauce that you just drizzle over the top. And then after I do that, I add fresh cut up fruit to it. So I'll share that with y'all. And my whiskey pie. It's my whiskey pecan pie. I don't drink, you know, it's cooked in, but you can taste it and you can smell it. So I'm telling you now, be looking for those two recipes coming up. It'll be a pavlova, and it can be a Christmas pavlova, or it can be Easter pavlova. It's just a big white egg white. I've got one that I actually baked. I'll show y'all what it kind of looks like, but it's not the finished, well, it is a done product. I was doing it the other night, making a smaller one. This is a pavlova. It's a marshmallow center. This is gooey, like soft gooey. If you can see my finger smashing it in there like that. It's just a real soft gooey, wet marshmallowy. And then this is crispy and it just melts in your mouth. I mean, like powder. It's just like powder. It just breaks and just, oh, it just melts in your mouth. It's so good. And they're so good. And you can make them for people. You can actually have those for, and you just, that fresh fruit on top looks so beautiful. But anyway, those are the upcoming recipes I'm going to try to do a video on, because one of my niece, I promised her a video, and my iPhone lost its speaker. I don't know. So I have this little Samsung on my account for my extra phone, and it even has a pause button. So anyway, finished products. Be looking for my whiskey pie, and it'll be a whiskey pecan pie, and I hope you like my brown skillet or iron skillet brownies, and look for the pavlova and the pie. And this was kind of fun, so maybe I'll enjoy doing this. I don't know, but I'm gonna try. I'll see. Hugs and prayers to all of y'all, and I mean that. And if you're looking for something to do with your life because you feel a little void or lost or whatever, talk to God. Just talk to him. He's always there, and he's always ready to listen. You're never alone. Honestly, you're never alone. So just talk to God. Y'all have a great day. God bless you. Bye-bye.